What you are listening to is a special Pacers report with Jeff Hester, who is the assistant athletic director at Carmel and one of my best friends growing up, and our friendship was based around the Indiana Pacers. While everyone else liked the Lakers, Celtics, or Bulls, Jeff Hester and I never loved any other team but the Pacers. We probably went to 20, 25 games together growing up between 1987 and 1998. So sorry about some of the sound issues. It's the noise filtering program taking out the background noise, and there was a lot of it. Was a basketball game going on. Lesson learned.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
I am here at Carmel High School with Carmel Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Hester during the invitational in memory of Charlie Hughes. Yeah. Big event. Biggest event in the summer for boys basketball team-wise, varsity team-wise, and cool event.
Yeah, we have 200 high school teams signed up for it. We have over 80 college coaches here today, and a lot of games also playing at Aledo Fieldhouse here in Carmel and Westfield.
We are here today to talk about the Pacers, though, because you and I go, back to 87, the first time we started watching games. Reggie Miller's rookie year, I believe, is the first time we ever went to a Pacers game. And we were friends before the Pacers thing. In fact, the night I think our friendship bonded was on your birthday. In 1987, it was the Pacers' first NBA playoff win that night against the Atlanta Hawks. And I realized that night that you had a satellite dish, and I used you for the next 5 years to record games for me, although I almost always forgot to bring the tape, or it almost never happened, but it was supposed to happen all the time.
Yeah.
How many games have we been to together?
Oh, man. I've been to more Pacers games with you than anyone else.
I think me too.
Yeah, so it's, some great memories. Obviously, the run they had. I really remember you and I going downtown, and we just kept scalping tickets until we got, tickets at the price we were looking for.
Do you remember how we did it?
Yeah, it became a real art.
I got dumped right before it happened, and I got my engagement ring back. I sold it and bought tickets for the rest of the playoffs. I took leave from the Marines during the entire playoff run to come back for the Knicks series, and we went to games 3 and 4 and 6.
I think that's clearly a fair trade-off. Really a fair trade-off. I think that worked out for us.
Absolutely. It definitely worked out for me. I look back and think, what was I thinking? And, man, those Pacers memories. Mike Rich, who we grew up with, was at the game last night, and he spent $1,000, and going into it, he said he was regretting it because they weren't going to win the championship. When he bought it, he was hoping that would be the night. And then last night he said, man, that was worth every penny. And it's really worth every penny, those experiences. I always say experiences over things.
Yeah, I mean, those memories I have going those games with you are, things I'll never forget. You clearly have a better memory than I do on certain things.
I have a weird memory like that.
You remember certain details that are a little weird, to be honest with you. But
it's very weird.
But it's also amazing at the same time.
But I can't remember where anything is.
Yeah, that is weird, too.
I know.
And when you bring up some old memories, I completely forget.
Of course. That happens with me and everybody.
I just trust that they're true, but they're pretty good stories.
They're true. Speaking of which, Jeff's one of the great storytellers ever. Do you remember us, of course, when we were 14, you and I didn't go to elementary school together. We knew each other a little bit, basketball camps, little league, but we weren't friends until 7th grade. And that's when we went to our first Pacers game together. And a couple of memories I want to share from that because it's great. First of all, the autograph seeking and how nice Clark Kellogg was. He was calling the game on radio, and we were waiting to get his autograph. And as we were starting to walk away because it was taking longer than we expected, he pulled off his headset and went, "Hey, guys, come here!" And we came over, and he signed it while he was talking on the radio. And some of those memories, and I doubt that Clark Kellogg even remembers things like that, but how much those things meant to us. And man, the Pacers run deep with us, and that's why I wanted to have you on the podcast.
We always had a real nice icebreaker with our players. If you're going to drop your uncle's name,
That's right.
and that got us in the door a few times, and that
It
was
did.
really cool. And I also remember being in the parking lot. We were looking at seeing all the Pacers
Exactly.
cars.
Yeah.
They were driving. And,
Yeah, Wayman Tisdale was out there, and Reggie Miller, his rookie year, came out. We were out in the parking garage by the players' cars, and he made a shot at the buzzer. I don't know if you remember this. His rookie year, and his foot was on the line, and they had to make, not at the buzzer, in the final seconds, and he was not happy, and he slammed the garage door, the door to the parking garage, slammed it open, and then we went to get his autograph, and he was like, "Argh," and didn't want to have anything to do with us. So,
yeah, I remember I was early on. I was not real excited about Reggie Miller because I wanted the Pacers to draft Steve Alford, obviously. So clearly, the Pacers made the right
you think
draft.
you think they got it right?
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you, Donnie Walsh.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if you remember this, but up to you'll probably even remember the day, the Game 5 of the 1994 finals. We were watching together at Stage 22, as it's now known, and really the night the Pacers became relevant in the NBA. And
most likely not return. And who out there do you
we
think?
want to talk about that
Yeah.
now?
Who do you think could come and join the Pacers?
Man, there are so many possibilities.
A lot of talk about Miles Turner
Yeah.
leaving, which would be sad.
Look, if they win, I think run it back.
Absolutely.
Right?
Why would you make
Yeah, run it back.
unless you'd have to see what else is going on around the league?
Yeah, but we want that team to represent us now.
Yeah.
You know. But if they don't, they got to make some decisions. I don't think Matherin fits, and I think he would be a good player for a growing team. He does not quite fit this team. I doubt he'll be back. But man, I say run it back. Man, this is fun. This team reminds me of that '94 team. Although, let's be honest, a bunch of really good guys that put that team to shame. Classy, always considerate. You know, that part of the community, and Reggie was too, and those guys were too, but not to this level.
These guys
And
are
Kevin Pritchard.
these guys are extremely likable.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
really are. And I'm fortunate enough, one of my former student assistants is one of the, I guess they don't really call them ball boys anymore, Will Simmons, but he's a visiting team guest, so he gets a lot of TV time. He's the guy going, getting the sweats from the players or from the visiting team, and he kind of is their host. But he's gotten to know a lot of the Pacer players over the years, and he just talks so highly of them.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of great stories as well. But it's easy to root for this team.
It really is, and that's the best thing about it. You know, those teams in the mid 2000s were the best team in the league at times, and they were likable in their way. And the team with Paul George and Roy Hibbert, they were likable in their David West, and then the Thaddeus Young, likable in their own way, but nothing like this team.
Well, and so Carlisle. I think everybody loves Carlisle. I think he's the best coach in the league, in my opinion, and it's awesome having him back.
When he was fired by Dallas, the thing was the game had passed him by. And then he just reinvented a whole new way to win it, to get to Game 7 of an NBA Finals with a roster that doesn't look like it should be there.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It's just the greatest run in NBA history. Yep. Greatest run in NBA history to a Game 7 from an underdog that you've ever seen.
It's magical.
It's magical, just like '94. Has this one topped that yet?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, no question. I,
just that '94 was
I mean,
the first
but
time.
we're playing
It was
for
our
the,
first love,
but
man.
we're one win away from being world champions.
I know.
You know, and that's something, I'll be honest, I never thought I'd ever see. And obviously, everyone's doubted the Pacers this whole
I have.
this whole
I
series.
picked Milwaukee to beat them, Jeff.
Yeah, and
I did. And
they are.
I've never picked against the Pacers.
You know, they obviously, if you're in the championship game, they've got a shot. Obviously, you know, I know most people have written them off. Say, well, OKC, they're going to win.
Yeah, I think
Sunday,
that,
but
I understand why people think that.
but their confidence is just through the roof right now, obviously, and they played at a very high level, and hopefully they can continue that. It's going to be a lot of fun watching for sure.
And how long? We've been saying all along, the longer the series goes, the more time Tyrese Halliburton and Rick Carlisle have time to figure you out. It happened against the Knicks at the end of Game 6. It happened last night. Have they solved them? And if so, do they win this game?
A lot of pressure on OKC, right? I mean, they're supposed to win. They're
80
at
win
home.
team. 81 wins, man.
My goodness, obviously they're more than capable of beating the
Oh,
Pacers.
yeah. They
But,
win by 25, I won't be shocked.
Yeah, it's either going to be a blowout or it's going to be down to the wire.
Or it's going to be somewhere in the middle.
I guess those are the options.
Stay tuned for a quick round of Stop Hestering Me with Jeff Hester.
You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengel.
All right, a little quick round before you got to go of Stop Hestering Me, which is what Eric Robinson decided that this show could be called. All-time favorite Pacer.
Oh, wow.
Come on, man.
Reggie Miller.
It's got to be right on the
Reggie
top of your
Miller.
head.
Reggie Miller.
It's got to be, right? Yeah. All-time favorite Pacer season.
This year.
This year?
Yeah, no question.
Man, 94, 98, 2000, those were a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
This has definitely been the most unexpected. All those teams we expected to be there. This team we did. I didn't see any way they'd get past Cleveland. Is Rick Carlisle top 10 all-time coach?
Oh man, I definitely consideration. Yes.
All right. Who do you think? What direction do you think they should go with Miles Turner?
I think a lot of it's going to have to depend on what everyone else in Eastern Conference is doing. We got to keep that in mind. I would love to see him stay. He's kind of a staple.
He is,
and love him. I really don't want to see him leave, but at the same time,
if you can get better, you got to get better.
Yeah, you have to. But I hope he's back.
And final score of Game 7 will be?
Oh my! So I'm going to have to, since we're talking Pacers, I've got to pick the Pacers. So I'm going to have to go with 118, 115.
Ooh, 1-8. So high scoring game, and the Pacers win their first championship ever, man. Jeff, I hope it happens. Thanks for all the great memories and for sharing some time with us. It's been fun.
Yeah, great seeing you.
And go Greyhound.
Again, thanks so much to Jeff for taking some time to talk about the Pacers. And in all seriousness, when we were in middle school, all of our friends, every single one of them, even the ones who liked the Pacers, they had another team. It was either the Celtics, the Lakers, or the Bulls. A couple others here, but we were the only two that I can recall who were Pacers all the time from the start, never had another favorite team. In fact, disliked all those teams. As I've said, everyone is welcome on the Pacers bandwagon. It just means more to those of us who've been on it all along. Go Pacers. Always appreciate you listening. The Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media, and I love Susie. And go Pacers.